So just started, just warming up. Stephanie's filming. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to loosen up my curb rein. Try to get a nice feeling in my bradoon. Now when I loosen my curb rein, I don't want it too floppy. So I'm going to come around the circle here. You can see that bottom rein has some slack in it, and the snaffle rein has some connection. But what I see a lot of people do is they think they're too much on the curb. They do this with their curb. They get it down here like this, and it looks like a jump rope. Problem with that is it starts banging around and popping around, and that's too long. So if I think that one of the biggest mistakes people make is they get the curb too short because they allow the snaffle rein to get too, the snaffle rein becomes too long, which makes the rider too much on the curb rein. So you always have to check that. Now you've been riding with double reins, so this should help when you do your double bridle, help the transition to the double bridle. So just like I adjust my other reins, I take this hand and I come over here and I can adjust my reins by pulling on the bright of the reins. I don't try to just think I can jump my hands down the reins. I also can move my fingers around a little bit. Sometimes I'll drop my pinky under the snaffle rein to give me just a little more feel of it and then take it off. But like if I'm creating a half halt, want to balance them a little here, I just took my inside pinky and put it on the snaffle. Gave me a little more tone, then I took it off. Just to help me get a feel on it. Trying to get it more even in the bradoon while I warm up. Finding places to let go a little. Working on his straightness. Now I'm adjusting my both reins again. It takes a lot of readjustment. Always checking my links. Trying to push the horse into the connection a bit and get him. Little tap with the hind. Yeah, yep. And I'll flex him a little. Try to tap him up. I want him to move up into that bridle a little more. So you saw me ride around that corner, little assertive. Now I feel like he's better in the rein, so now I can give. So there's my give. Nice big give and pick right back up again. You have to be careful that they don't back off the curb, and get behind you. Just a little suppling exercise here, kind of a light 4-tracky down the center, pushing the hind end over and through a little, coming back, giving on the inside rein through those corners, turned in by turning my hips and my body. Now I'm adjusting my snaffle again on the inside. I brought it a little shorter to help me with my left flexion. Kicking a little bit into the snaffle, bumped him into it a little. Then I'll do that little 4-tracky exercise where I come up off the track, little 4-tracky. Then I'll move up again, a little towards A, trying to get him to reach into the bridle, not just curl his neck. Good boy. Now I'm using a little bit of straightening on the right rein, tapping a little on the right hip, working on getting him under himself a bit. Now making an adjustment to sitting trot, coming into a shoulder in here. Now I'm being very quiet in my hands, feeling both legs. Good boy. And then I'll come to a circle. I lost my tempo, so there I bumped with my feet. I didn't just squeeze, I just tried to bump him back into the proper tempo and amount of impulsion. I lost it a little when I asked him to go to a circle, so I'll do another one right here and be a little more on top of it. Yeah, I just added a little more right leg there. And then I really rotated my pelvis under through the circle to help him feel the bringing the hind legs through in that circle. Now I'm going to adjust my reins a little as I'm doing this haunches in. Shortening them. I'm suppling the snaffle. I'm not using the curb. He wants to run through the curb a little, so there's my half halt, or run through the snaffle, I should say. I don't have much curb right now. So he was running through the snaffle, so I really had to think about pulling through my abs and stretching up, toning my hands. Now what I want him to do is, I want him to come under a little more. There we go, good boy. Yeah, and engage a little more, not just run on his shoulders. I like that, good boy. So I'll just circle because he did a very good job there. And then I'll come out in the shoulder in again. I'm stretching his neck a little, tipping my body back just a tad to get him more out in front of me, and then there's my give again. Good boy. Okay, so now I'm coming through here. A little bit more outside. I lost my outside rein on the corner and fell in a little and fixed it. So I like this. Now I'm going to ride his shoulders a little bit towards C, and then I'm going to move it into a half pass. So the moment I kind of came a little forward off the track. That was my warm-up half pass. Do it again on this side. So I'll make my diagonal line a little bit towards A. I'll start with a little shoulder shoulder in here. Okay, and I like the connection I have. Now both seat legs pushing a little bit towards it and bringing the haunches. I think I could have a little better bend, so I'm going to throw a circle in here. And I'm going to stretch him. I bump him with my feet there to say, no, you need to stay to the bridle. New in the double bridle. Good boy. Okay, so I felt like that went pretty well. So I'm going to half halt here, kind of set myself up again. Come again in the half pass. Now I'm asking for a little more bend. Good boy. I'll start going to the right and start doing a little work on this right side. Now I'm adjusting my reins again. No, I need to get a little more into that right flex and supple him a little in the right. Feel like he's a little tight and fussy here. So a little half halts. Gonna move him up a little into both reins, which means I went a little diagonal, back to shoulder in. Still a little fussy. So then I go to my right leg a little more. Supple a little on the right. Good, he feels much better here. Now both legs, both seat bones, sending him up just a tad and doing the shoulder in on the quarter line. Tapping him under a tad. Now I'm going to go up to the center line with a little bit of inside flexion. And now I'm going to do the shoulder in here. Good boy. So I came back around for another shoulder in. Working the flex. Feeling the stiffness on the right side. So I'm coming on the circle. I'm going to adjust my right snaffle rein. Half halt a little in that left rein. Ask him to stretch a little better. Come on down to B. Get him straight. Do it again. Good boy. Coming around. Gonna do my shoulder in here. Little bit both legs. Feel like I could have a little better tempo. I feel a little flat, a little runny. So I'm gonna steady him here and try to get him a little more under. Boy, half halting here again. Trying to get him a little more under. Giving the rein, just sort of letting him settle. Then come back up into the shoulder in. Kind of circle here. You know, and I think as I'm struggling on the stiff side here, I'm going to come down the center line and a shoulder in for a little bit. Yeah, and then I'm going to throw in another half circle. So put a little gymnastics in there. Good, now I'm going to do the shoulder in again. That was better, good boy. And I'm going to do another half circle. I'm going to sit into my right leg, my left quad. It's helping turn that outer shoulder. Now I'm doing the shoulder in again here. Keeping him out in front of me. Good boy. And I'm turning again. Oh, I like that. I'm going to go into the haunches in here. I'm going to make sure I come up over my foot a little, so I'm not sitting back on him quite as much. I'm really staying down that right leg to help him with his bending. He's a very good boy there. Good boy. Okay, and then I'm going to come around here, put him back in a little bit of a shoulder in with a little give on the right rein. Feel like he's bending more off my leg and not being quite so tight in the rein. Then I'm taking him to the right half pass, bringing my left shoulder and hip back a little, trying to keep the shoulders forward. I'll go back here and a little shoulder forward and try that again. Giving both reins for a moment, sitting in the middle, suppling my connection, bringing him around. Good boy. I really like to throw circles in my training because that circle really helps with the bending. Really trying to balance that circle. And then I'm going to come again like I'm riding the circle, but then bring the haunches. And I'm coming across for the half pass, definitely connected into my right leg, back another circle. Giving the inner rein again. Really want to make sure that that bend is coming from my inside seat bone and right leg into the left rein, not because I'm hanging on the right rein. Coming out of here, thinking start the circle a little, bring the quarters, and get a nice bending half pass. Right there, nice bending. Good boy. So that was quite good. So I'm going to bring him down to a walk, let him have a break. Good boy. He's a good boy.